Hello, my name is Kiriath, and today we are going to have a little chat about Warhammer Fest Online, because instead of doing an actual in-person Warhammer Fest, they're doing an online one, which, frankly, at the moment, is a lot more sensible. I don't know if you could even get away with doing the full one anyway. I don't think our current restrictions regarding Nurgle's gift to the world even allows for such a thing at the moment. I don't think it does. But, you know what? This way is... I mean, to be honest, it makes sense anyway, because anything you'd see at Warhammer Fest, you then see online on the website pretty much exactly the same time regardless. So, I don't, aside from the social side of things, I think you're missing out too much on stuff doing it this way. But there's a lot to cover. There's a lot to cover for this. And it's going to be interesting, and what we will do, of course, what we'll do, is do a bit of crazy predictions, a little bit of guesswork, a bit of speculation, see what we might get right, what we might get wrong. Presumably, most of it will be wrong. That's normally how these things work. Whenever we do a Warhammer Online preview thing, we always do a bit of a gamble as to what we might see, and generally speaking, that all ends up being completely incorrect. So, it'll be interesting to see how much of it we get wrong for this one. So, what we have is a veritable smorgasbord, if you will. Hang on, just put my glasses on. There we go. And we've got a load of stuff. So Monday to Saturday, next month, I say next month, it's like a few days away, we've got a bunch of stuff. Every single day, there is going to be things. There's going to be things. There's going to be Warhammer Age of Sigmar. There's going to be Warhammer 40,000. Black Library, I mean, we can guess what Black Library is going to be. Let's cover that now. Black Library, most likely going to be books. I'm putting it out there. It's a bold prediction. I know. You're sitting there thinking, very cavalier attitude you got there, Kiri. What if it's not books? What if it's something else? Well, I say this to you. It is most likely going to be books because that's what Black Library does. And I think you'll find that that is going to be the one prediction that holds true throughout the entire thing. Unless they do something mental, like announce they're shutting down Black Library. In which case, somehow, even that prediction, completely worthless and obvious as it is, would be wrong, but that seems unlikely. Then we've got boxed games on the Thursday, then we've got more Warhammer 40k on the Friday, and then on Saturday, it's a mystery. A mystery, I think you'll find. Now, we can get a couple of cheeky hints here, can't we, from the banners at the top of the page. So we can clearly see that we have Adeptus Sororitas, we've got Stormcast Eternals by the look of it, there's Orcs there as well. I'm assuming that that banner is Necromunda, although I could be wrong. The kind of flame in, the skull, is it a flamey skull or is it just a skull inside a crosshair? That kind of looks Necromunda-y to me, although, yeah, we'll have to wait and see for that. And of course that yellow banner with the dragon and the blood, I'm assuming that's Soulblight Gravelords. So I think we can go ahead and make some educated guesses here. So for the Monday, presumably we're going to see some sort of Stormcast thing. It looks like that anyway. We're going to see Soulblight Gravelords. They're going to be announced along with their battle tome. Maybe a few more models, possibly, perhaps. I don't know whether Age of Sigmar is due a new edition or not. Maybe, who knows? But I feel it's pretty safe to say those two. Stormcast generally get a fair amount of attention anyway. It's not anywhere near as ridiculous as the amount of Space Marine releases that Space Marines get, but you know they have a significant number of kits and they do get a drop every now and again. So it could also be something like the lead up to a new edition, perhaps. Although that's very much just random speculation because I simply don't know enough about AOS to make that kind of call. But we'll wait and see. For Tuesday and Friday, for 40k, we've got the little fleur-de-lis symbol and we've got the orc symbol on the banners, so it's reasonable to assume that we're going to see Codex for Sisters of Battle, possibly some more model reveals, although they are doing the Battle Sister Bulletin. It's whether they would save the model reveals for the Battle Sister Bulletin and just do like an announcement of a Codex. Although if you're going to announce a Codex, you're going to want to put some models along with it, so actually I suppose, yeah, it makes sense that they would stick a few models out there at the same time. That makes sense, I think. Same thing for Orcs, actually. Yeah, I mean, I could see them announcing both Sisters of Battle and Orc Codexes. I mean, Orcs, we've got the Beast Snaggers. I'm assuming there's going to be more model reveals for those. We've seen the lads on the Squiggly Pigglies, and we've seen a guy on foot. We're probably going to see more lads on foot. They might show off the whole squad, the whole lot for those. And then maybe some other Beast Snagger units as well. there was talk a while back of like a new boys kit, but I think that's what the Beast Snaggers are. I think those are the new boys we're getting, but like they're just, they're not a remake of the old kit. They're slightly bigger and better and kind of similar approach to Primaris stuff, isn't it? But then that's a lot of it's a lot of stuff, but is it enough stuff for 2 days? I don't know. Maybe there's going to be some sort of mystery thing thrown in there. Maybe, I don't know. Like, do we predict the lion this time? Do we throw that out there? Do we class that under like wishful thinking, or do we class that under it's not going to happen? What are you talking about? Brand new army reveal, maybe? If they have a lot, seriously, we have a lot. Maybe some Dark Mechanicus or Traitor Guard. No, we're right into the realms of fantasy here. Not actual Warhammer fantasy, obviously that's cancelled. But, we're right in the realms of like wishful thinking with that one. Let's throw out. We've got the boring predictions that we know are true. Possibly. I shouldn't say that because they may not be. We've got the boring predictions of Sisters of Battle and Orcs because they're on the banners, and so it's reasonable to assume. And so if that's not the case, they've played a blinder there and they've double-crossed everybody. Well done, lads. But let's throw out the return of the lion. We've got the Index Hereticus for the Fallen coming in White Dwarf. So the timing could be about right. Maybe a big storyline. Maybe new campaign, actually. New campaign for 40k. What about that? What about that? New campaign for 40k? That sounds that sounds likely, doesn't it? Maybe that's the catalyst. Maybe the Fallen White Dwarf Index Hereticus is tying in with a new campaign that they have a prominent role in, and the lion is finally woken up to deal with the fact that Luther is no longer in the custody of the Dark Angels. Maybe that's what's going to happen. If that turns out to be true, I will have some sort of bizarre giggle fit the next video we do talking about all this stuff. So let's throw that out there as a potential possibility. So unlikely. As I said, Wednesday, it's going to be books, loads of books, bunch of books. I don't have time to read the books that I currently own and I'm behind on. So really that one it's for me, technically, but it's for me in about 8 years' time when I finally get round to catching up on everything. For boxed games is an interesting one. Maybe there's going to be some sort of clarification on cursor. No, I don't know why I'm saying that. There's absolutely no chance. That was a joke. I'm not being outright salty about that right now. Okay, we're saving the salt for other things. It'd be nice, but for box games, it really could be anything. It could be expansions for a bunch of stuff. It could be something to do with Necromunda. We could have an expansion out for Warcry again. I mean, there's any number of things that could be. They could throw us for a hilarious loop and do like a Warhammer 30,000, do like a Horus Heresy. Here you go, here's a new box game. Oh, by the way, it's also a starter set. But I suspect if that happens, that'll be on the Saturday. That seems more likely to me, that would be the Saturday thing. Right? Like, if they're going to do it. Yeah. Box games is always tricky because they could just throw out anything. They could throw out anything. It could be Battlefleet Gothic, but it probably isn't. Again, throwing in a bit of wishful thinking, some flights of fancy there, but it would be nice. And then, I mean, Saturday, yeah, the it's a mystery. It could be literally anything. Now, here's the deal, right? Here's the deal. Let's cover It's a Mystery a bit more. So, you can watch it on Twitch from 6 p.m. British Summertime, Standard Time, Summertime, whatever that stands for. I can't remember. Look, I haven't had anything to eat today. I've just realised. What time is it? It's 12 o'clock. Why haven't I eaten anything for the whole day? Look, here's the thing. The mystery, if it's not a new starter set for the Horus Heresy, I'm going to be a little bit pissy. I'll be honest. I'm going to be a little bit pissy. Just because, if nothing else, it offends my sense of completeness, okay? It offends my sense of completeness that there's starter sets for everything except that. I just don't, even just from that standpoint, which is the most shallow and worthless of standpoints to look at it from. Come on. It's one of those things where I feel like I would absolutely, do a dip of the toe into the Horus Heresy if there was just a reasonable way in. If there was a reasonable way in, because I'm tempted by all the other things that Games Workshop does, and things outside of Games Workshop as well. It's not like I only buy their models. But like, Age of Sigmar, super easy to get into. Warhammer 40k, super easy to get into. You've got a bunch of box games with various tiers of what you want to spend, and like there's a new Necromunda starter set, which is like way more reasonable than the big one. All of that stuff, and there's nothing. There's nothing, and it's ridiculous that there's nothing. There's been a whole bunch of stuff about this Code 30 thing, which Leaky Cheese has done stuff on. There's like, they're recategorizing all their stuff for that, so it feels like something could happen with Horus Heresy. I just want it to be a good mystery, a nice mystery, a mystery that gives a gap in just the lineup some attention, and I feel like that is where there is a distinct gap in the lineup. We've talked about this loads, don't need to go over it again, but that is personally what I'm hoping for. That or Battlefleet Gothic. I'll take either. Either's fine. Whichever. I'll go for whichever. Whichever is alright. Just give us something fun and exciting. I'm sure it will be, but still, I want something that's going to blow me away. And if that doesn't happen, then I'll just deal with it, because, whatever. It's only plastic models, isn't it? But we'll see. We'll see. It'll be interesting to see what happens. I'm hoping for some interesting and fun stuff. Some cool things. Some things to drool over. That's what we want, mainly. Bit of eye candy, bit of plastic crack to have a look at. That'll do. That'll do for me. What are your best guesses and predictions? Have you got anything that's wildly out of left field, but you think you've got a good reason for it? Have you got anything that's just mental that you just want to throw out there on the basis that it might happen? Let me know in the comments down below. Is there anything you're particularly looking forward to them hopefully revealing? Although that's always dangerous. That's always dangerous, because you never know what you're actually going to get. So, yeah. Let me know in the comments down below. In the meantime, feel free to click all the things. Patreon, subscribe, all that stuff. Click it if you like, don't click if you don't want to. And as always, there's an affiliate link in the description for Element Games, which you can use to support the channel if you would like. I'll leave it in your capable hands. Thank you very much for watching.